is it possible to live without a pattern? The pattern being tradition, a conclusion, an ideal, a future assumption that there is a divinity which will help you in the future to evolve and so on, all that business. Now, how are you going to find out the truth of this? You understand my question? Not accept what the speaker is saying, but for yourself as a human being who is the total representative of all mankind, how are you going to find out the truth of this matter? Because if your consciousness is changed radically, profoundly, revolutionary rather than changed, then you affect the consciousness of whole of mankind. Please see this. Right? If your consciousness, which is the consciousness of man, not the European man or the Chinese man, but a human being, when there is that radical transformation in that consciousness, then you affect the whole consciousness of mankind, which is a fact. Stalin affected the whole of mankind, right? So does Hitler. So as the various preachers or prophets or priests have affected the whole of consciousness of mankind. The whole Christian world is affected by the dictums, beliefs, rituals of a Catholic structure. The whole of European world is modified and continued in that structure. So please see the truth of this. Then you become tremendously responsible. Then you're not just worrying little bits about your own particular little worry, whether you have little sex or no sex, or should smoke, not smoke, all that kind of little petty little affairs. So, we're going to investigate together whether there is a life in which there is not a spark of authority. Now, how are we going to investigate it? Because all our educated backgrounds, consciously or unconsciously, is bound by this tradition of obedience. Obey. They know better than you do. Therefore, the wise, the aristocracy of the wise is the salvation of the foolish. This is a good old, this, you have heard about this. So, how are we going to go into this problem, which is your problem, the human problem? With what capacity do you investigate? Investigation implies the mind must be free of cause and effect. Mustn't it? You understand? To investigate, there must be freedom from motive. Right? I wonder if you see this. No? I want to investigate into the question of the authority. My background says you must obey, you must follow. And in the process of investigation, my background is always projecting, right? Is always distorting my investigation. So can I be free of my background so that it doesn't interfere in any way in my investigation? My urgency to investigate, to find the truth, my urgency, my immediacy, my demand to find out the truth of it makes the background in abeyance, puts the background in abeyance, because my intensity is so strong to find out, the background doesn't interfere. You see the point? I wonder if you do. Which is the background is so strong, my education, my conditioning is so is accumulated for centuries. Consciously I can't fight it. I can't push it aside. Right? I can't battle with it. I have no time to take it through analysis, step by step. Life is too short. So my very intensity to find out the truth of authority makes my background much further away. You follow what I mean? It is not impinging on my mind. Would you see that? Do you see that? It's reasonable, isn't it? It's logical, it's sane. To fight the background intensifies the background, right? But the urgency to find out the truth of authority, the urgency, because it is tremendously important to discover the truth, because then there is a freedom to look, to investigate, to find out, right? I hope I'm not pushing you through my intensity.